Meals for Millennials with Meghann and Eoin is proudly sponsored by Hook and Ladder, Corbally, Sarsfield Street and Castletroy. So welcome to episode 1 of Meals for Millennials with Eoin and I. And I have to say that I think this is going to be a really interesting one. This was the most Googled term for 2019 and it was how to boil an egg. So look, I have to say, I don't know how to boil an egg. So Eoin, chef extraordinaire, tell us what exactly.
Yeah, it's a question that I get asked all the time, especially eggs in general.
Yeah.
This simple little food seems to cause so much trouble in kitchens. So we'll do some boiled eggs today. What we're going to do is like a little experiment. So we'll put all 6 in, and then we'll pull one out of 4 minutes, one at 6, one at 8, one at 10, one at 12. And then when we look at them, you should see a nice kind of range from soft to medium to hard boiled to extremely overcooked. So we'll map the times and we'll see them, so you can see the spectrum. You can see which one, or hear which one would suit you best.
Okay, so this is a problem for me is because I love a soft boiled egg. I'm really kind of old school soldiers, dip them in.
I think majority of people would.
Yeah.
I think they should, regardless. I have a big thing against hard boiled eggs.
Yeah, but then what happens is mine is, I'm there and I crack it open and then it's like completely hard boiled egg and then I'm really disappointed.
It's like a squash ball.
So that's why I always have to like Google how to boil an egg. But I'm hoping after today that I will be able to master this along with those who are watching and listening in.
Absolutely. Step one is get a pot of water. So even this is where people can go wrong, because some people would say put the water on the boil and put the eggs in and bring to the boil, which you can do, or you can let the water boil and then add the eggs in.
Okay.
I would be for letting the water boil first, just because it's an easy way to measure the time, because you know when the water's boiling. It's very obvious. It's going to be rolling, and then you can add them in. Whereas if I put a pot on to boil now and you put a pot on to boil, mine might boil before yours, depending on how hot my pot is, how hot the temperature of the water went in beforehand.
Okay.
So the timing can be off, and then that's where this huge discrepancy happens then. So if I say 4 minutes for like a soft egg, 4 minutes would be from when the water is boiling, if that makes sense.
Okay, so the water's boiling, I pop in my egg, 4 minutes, soft boiling.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what we're hoping for. We will see very soon. So what we're going to do, we're going to put them in, and then I'm going to put them into an ice bath, cool them down, so that will stop the cooking. Okay, so if, for argument's sake, we took out the 4 minutes and we didn't cool it down, you could eat it straight away and it's perfect.
Yeah.
But if you leave it there, there's residual heat in it, so that's going to keep cooking it.
Okay.
So that is another problem that people have, is that they'll cook it, they'll take it out in time, but they leave it sit for 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
It's like a steak. You let a steak rest, it'll kind of continue to cook along. So
did not know that.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
residual
something.
Residual heat is an issue to work with when you're in the kitchen. So we have a pot of boiling water here. We're going to need a timer. This is very, very important. You should see a few bubbles in that in a second.
Yeah, it's starting to bubble up now.
Okay. Oh, that's a calculator. Hold on.
I'm very interested in this because it is something I've tried so many times and I always get wrong. But now I'm after realising cold bath, that is something I don't do to my egg. Yeah,
and people are against that because they think it's going to make the egg cold. It absolutely won't.
Okay.
The outside of the shell will cool down right, but the inside will still be perfect. Obviously, don't leave it there for an hour, but just cool it down just to give yourself time to serve up or whatever it is. If you're eating it straight away, there's no need.
Okay.
There's no need. But for argument's sake, in here, that's what we're going to do. So we have our pot.
And we're going to mark our eggs, aren't we?
We're going to mark it afterwards. So we can put all 6 in now at the moment. Be very careful when they're going in. So if we drop it from here, it's going to smash. We might have a very badly poached egg. Okay? So it's going to drop them in. Come on, you can do one there. With your fingers, So they can all go in like that, and when we take them out, we'll mark which one is 4, which one is 6, which one is 8.
Start that. Timer now.
Timer is on. Okay.
Okay, so when it comes to getting like eggs, what is your tips for buying eggs? Because you go into a supermarket and there's eggs everywhere, and there's different types of eggs, and I know there's corn fed, there's free range, there's organic, there's everything. So what is the best go-to egg?
First and foremost, I would say invest in chickens. I think they're one of the most valuable things you can get, because at home we live in Pallaskenry, we have 4 hens, 4 eggs every morning.
Yeah.
Irregardless, and like a cost, how much is it? I don't know how much a hen costs. I think it was maybe a tenner, maybe.
I don't even think they're even a tenner. I think
you probably get them less.
€6 or €8.
You might find one down the road if you look hard enough. But you make your money back tenfold then, and it's guaranteed fresh. It's coming every morning. I mean, we're literally pulling them hot from the coop. So obviously, not everyone has that amenity to keep a hen in your apartment. I've never seen it done before.
I mean, if you have a small little balcony. So I suppose step 1 would be the real hens, your own hens. Step 2 then maybe, I suppose, the milk market to buy fresh eggs.
If you can't keep a hen, find someone who has hens. So there's tons of places that rear chickens and sell the eggs. Farmers markets are probably the first best option, because usually they're coming straight from the coop that day, coming straight there, so you can buy from there. Then when you are going, there's nothing wrong with the store-bought ones.
Okay.
Just be conscious of the packaging. So if you're looking at it, you can see a lot of them will have Irish made on them. On the actual eggs, the branding will be on the egg, so that's stamp. So the first 2 digits on it is usually IE, so they're Irish.
Did not know that. Okay,
so
interesting.
you see the red tags in there, and it's like the origin when it was hatched, and there's a code on it. If you look it up, if you Google it, the code for an egg, you'll see all those. They're a significant value on it. So yeah, they're all kind of super important when it comes to buying your eggs. But any eggs will do. Again, I would be more so for the free range ones, the Irish ones. Good climate, hens are out. We've good grass and soil, so they're being well nourished.
And free range means they're the hens that are living outdoors and getting to kind of be out and about.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Free range meaning that they're not in battery cages.
Brilliant.
So some of them
free range all the way.
Yeah. They still may stay inside. It doesn't mean they're outdoors 24/7, but as opposed to battery, which are kept in cages 24/7 in these massive sheds.
I suppose you have to bring them in at night time because, of course, Mr. Fox.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I actually have a good tip for that.
Oh, really?
At home, that was a huge issue we had for ages with the fox.
Okay.
And I used to keep turkeys for Christmas. So every Christmas I'd buy 25 turkeys, I'd rear them, and then I would sell them
Christmas dinner.
But fox was a huge issue. So what we do, we tried everything. We tried like alarms and stuff like that. We play a radio all day.
Interesting.
On loudspeaker.
Okay.
So you go down and there could be classical music playing or whatever it is, but the foxes think there's people present. So there might be like an interview on with whoever it is, but the foxes hear humans talking. So we've never had an issue since then.
That's actually a really good tip. I never thought of that, because I've heard nowadays as well a lot of people are doing that for dogs and cats at home, turning on Alexa for the day or leaving it on a radio station. That's such a really clever tip, because I suppose foxes are afraid of human voices.
Yeah, it just gives now. Foxes are so smart. It may come to a sense where they realise it. But it's cool. You might go down. There's just traditional music playing. The chickens are running around the place. It's unreal.
I just imagine a hen like listening to like lyrical music.
It's often you go down. Hens just lounge out inside laying eggs, listening to
happy hen, happy music. Egg. That's very interesting. Now we're at the 3.5 minute mark, so which means our first egg is about to come out, which is our super soft egg.
Which should be our super soft egg, right? Yeah, correct. Really good.
That's great. Owen has gone over now to get us
a spoon. Just so my hands. We're going to give that another couple of minutes because it wasn't roll and boil when I put it in.
Okay.
I can hear it rolling now.
Perfect.
So we'll go to about 4.5.
Lovely
so
stuff.
as soon as you can see the rolling boil in the bubbles, that's when it goes in. Okay.
Okay, interesting. So now I know obviously we are doing boiled eggs today, but I think there's so many things that people can do with eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, what is your favourite thing to do?
I love poached eggs.
Oh, I love poached eggs.
I love because they're hard to do. It took me ages to get it right, but when you can get it right, then they're perfect.
Now you can buy that little pot.
You can. There's so many things you can do. One thing you can do is like get a glass or a mug and line the inside with cling film. Crack in the egg, and then tie the cling film in a knot and pull it out, so you have like a little pouch.
I've seen this before, but I wasn't sure how you did it. But now I know. Okay, so that is something
into a glass. Even just a small bit. Crack your egg in, tie it into a little parcel, and then drop your parcel into the water for like 2 minutes, and then pull the parcel out and just spit it.
Because the way I've been doing it is like sounds mad, but I'll get a spoon or something, and I'll stir the pot like crazy, and throw the egg in, and then hope that it like gets together, but
that's nearly perfect. The issue is the throwing. So if you are doing it traditionally, vinegar and salt and flavour, vinegar will help the egg whites stay together. Swirl the water, that's correct, because you're creating a whirlpool to keep the egg enclosed. The best thing you can do is crack your egg into a mug and just slip the egg into the water. So when you're dropping from a height,
no wonder mine don't work
it's going to splash. So into a mug, and then just place the mug in the water and just turn upside down. So you'll see the egg will stay in the centre, it'll spin, it'll start to cook a tiny bit, and then it'll stay together. Then, less than 2 minutes, pull it out, and it's perfect.
Okay, interesting. I'm going to give that a go next.
Yeah.
I think we're ready for egg number 1.
Egg number 1 is coming out.
So this should be our softest boiled egg.
Hopefully. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to label this. So there's your markings there.
Okay, interesting.
Best before 28.
Yeah.
And it has IE on it.
Yeah, brilliant.
Number 5. And I'm going to put this into a nice bag. Okay. So that egg is going to cool off now. Hopefully stop cooking.
And how long will you leave it in cold water for?
Until we're ready to go.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah. Obviously, the longer you leave it in there, the colder it will get.
Yeah.
But that has a good 3 or 4 minutes, and it won't affect the inside temperature at all.
Okay, brilliant.
Just because there's an outside shell in it too.
Very
So
interesting.
we'll let that chill out. We'll pull the next one at about 8 minutes.
Brilliant.
So even 7.5, we were a bit late with that one. And then we can pull out the rest of them then as 2 minute intervals in.
Perfect. Now we were talking there about, we've dealt with poached eggs. What about scrambled eggs? I think they're kind of...
They're very, very close first for me as well.
Yeah.
That's usually the ones I have because they're quick. When I get up in the morning, I don't, unless it's like a Sunday or a weekend, I'll spend the time to make poached eggs. But usually it's a very fast scrambled eggs with like some sauteed veg or avocado or whatever it is.
Okay, yours are very exotic.
Mine are very exotic.
Mine are just scrambled eggs on toast.
But yeah, all it is usually I'll do about 3 eggs into a mug, a splash of milk, whisk them up, a knob of butter into usually a saucepan works best.
So yeah, just saying that butter is best, isn't it?
Butter is
real
best.
Butter.
Yeah.
None of this like fake butter. It has to be real butter.
Yeah. I especially with eggs, they're such a kind of delicate, rich food as well. Butter works so well with it. There's nothing wrong with oil, and usually you don't need a high heat to cook eggs.
Okay.
So usually when we're cooking, we're thinking of the 2 fats, oil and butter. Oil is for high temperatures, butter is for flavour. So you see when we do a steak, I'll start with the oil because you get a really high temperature. You'll cook that steak. At the very end, I'll throw in a knob of butter and I'll baste it with it. So you're getting that flavour, but you wouldn't cook a steak just using butter itself. Alright, so number 2 is going to come out. We're just coming up to 7.5. Okay. This is we're going to call this 8. We started a little bit delayed. I hope the permanent marker stays on.
Brilliant. Okay.
Okay.
So that should be basically they should be going from soft to hard as we go along here.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We can just do 2 more. We'll do 10 and then 12.
Brilliant.
And that's it then.
Now, talk to me about. Let's move on to this. I've seen people doing the clouds. They're like.
Oh yeah.
You take the yolk out. So you remove the yolk.
I used to do that. It's a lot of work in there now.
Yeah. What are they?
What it is you separate your egg and your egg white and your yolk.
Yeah.
So you'll whip your egg whites into like as if you're making like a meringue.
Okay.
You don't add sugar. You just whip them until you get like a stiff peak. So you'll see they become. If you're making a meringue, you whip egg whites and sugar, and you get that really nice, cloudy, silky, white texture. So with this, you'll whip your egg whites. You will put them on a baking tray. Mm-hmm. You'll bake them.
Yeah,
and then when they're like 80% baked, you'll put in the egg yolk into the center. You put that for another few minutes. There's a lot of. It's nice. It's nice, but if you're cooking for someone, it looks nice, or if it's treating the weekend, it's grand. But I wouldn't be doing it every morning.
Because I do see them showing up on Instagram a lot now.
Yeah,
they're very
I did them once or twice, and they were Instagram worthy for sure. But there's a lot of work, and it's a different texture. I mean, it's a baked egg, which is kind of strange as well.
Yeah, I just thought they were very unusual. Another thing I suppose that I still I'm trying to get perfect, but I have trouble with is omelette.
Okay.
So I had to put my omelette in the frying pan. I think maybe my frying pan's too hot, and then the inside's raw, the outside's cooked, and then I usually just throw it on the grill to finish it.
Okay. Jesus Christ. All right. Again, very, very simple. You're using a frying pan.
Yeah.
Good frying pan?
I mean, I could probably get a new one.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's a good investment to do. Is a good frying pan. It'll, especially when you're using scrambled eggs as well.
Yeah.
Again, I would do a splash of olive oil or butter into the pan, similar to the scrambled eggs. We're beating our eggs into the pan. I will switch the pan a little bit to kind of coat the whole pan itself. Leave it sit, and then with a spatula or a fish slice, something that has a good edge, just work around the sides. And a low heat, not a high heat.
Okay, so low
to medium.
Through.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So you don't want to rush it because egg cooks so fast, it'll scorch and it'll burn to the sides.
Kind of tell why I struggle with eggs. So look, good thing we're starting with the basics here.
We'll call this number the last one, so 12.
Perfect.
It should be well cooked now.
So now all the eggs are going in for their ice bath.
Yeah. So we can pull out number 5. One by one. That's off, I think. I might just take it off just to take this thing away.
So now we should have a soft boil all the way to a hard boiled egg.
Okay. Have you ever? You obviously have, but do you know the technique to cracking an egg?
I know. I feel like I don't.
What I'm gonna do?
I mean, I get the spoon at the top and try.
Do yeah,
and then I end up eating half the shell.
What I can do is just tap until you've somewhat cracked.
Okay.
And then slowly, if you get under the membrane, it should start to come away. Now there's a little pocket of air at the top.
Yeah.
So So that's so you can see, because it's number 5, I don't want to do too much because it is quite soft.
Is it true that when the shell is harder to take off, that means it's more free range, or did I just make that up?
You might have made that up. No, maybe you're right. No, I'm not too sure about that, but because this is extremely soft, so you can see. Yeah. I might not need to peel all of this. I might get my knife and go through it. We're not going to be eating these. Okay.
Yay! Soft boiled egg.
The very, 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 very least one. So I would probably hope that number, which is 8, would be our nicest one.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit too runny.
That is very runny now, but I suppose there is some people that like that. Now, I personally, that would be too runny for me.
Yeah, that would be best for probably like a dippy soldiers.
So I do love
just what I would do is just take the top off.
Okay.
And then go from there. So we'll do number 8. So again, we'll crack the top. There's another way of doing it where if you break the top and the bottom, this might even work now. I actually won't even. I'll say how you do it, but if you break the top, so you make a top and bottom, hold in your hand, and you blow, it should pop out.
Really?
Yeah, I may have done myself over.
We have to be careful here now. We might push into the microphone or the camera.
Place here.
Okay, I'm interested to see this one out. So so we're going to give it a go.
No, I don't think it's going to go. I'm actually afraid it'll come flying out. But you can see this shell is coming
much easier.
Much easier.
Is that because it's just cooked a little bit more?
Yeah. The outside membrane is it's a little bit harder, so it comes off nicer.
Okay, very interesting. I actually didn't know there was so much to eggs. See, this is why so many people are googling how to boil an egg.
Yeah.
And you did say it's the biggest question.
Every week I get, but it's just. They're so versatile. For a long time, I didn't like eggs when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I knew I was like, I need to find something that I liked them because there was such a surplus of them at home, and they're really good for you. You know, great source of protein, great source of fat.
That's it. This is it though. Like eggs are so healthy.
Yes, yeah.
And they're cheap, so they're
extremely cheap.
And we're learning that they actually are a little bit easier to cook than I thought.
Okay, so that's actually look at that as a perfect one now because it's not even falling apart.
Oh wow!
So that for me would be the kind of perfect one.
That's the kind of one, yeah. Go on, put the knife through. Yeah, look at that. Oh
so
my
that's
gosh.
8 minutes. So anywhere between 7 and 8 minutes would be perfect.
Look at that.
Okay? We'll just, for argument's sake, we'll do the last one.
Okay.
Now this one should be fairly handy to do.
Oh, wow.
See? So that's the hollow centre. So
and that was
yolk,
12 minutes?
That's 12 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the difference. So as you're cooking along, obviously you would peel that properly, but no need to. You can see I can even take that yolk out. It is completely fully cooked. The yolk still has a little bit of texture on the inside. There's ones in the pot that we can even take out in a couple of minutes. You'll see that'll be rock hard. But
so there you have it.
5, 8, 12. They're the different textures. Anywhere in the middle, well, whatever your preference is perfect. But anywhere in the middle, for me, would be perfect. So around 8 minutes, you have the membrane of the egg is set, and the yolk is still running the inside.
Absolutely incredible. Oh, well, there we have it. We have just completed episode 1 of Meals for Millennials, and I have to say I have learned so much about eggs.
Good.
Yeah,
that's all that matters. We're here to learn. That's all.
Absolutely. So if you'd like to give this a go at home, make sure to tag Limerick Post, Owen Sheehan, and myself, Meghann Scully, and we can see if you're becoming an egg boiling expert.
Yeah. Send us all the photos and videos now as well. Even the failures. They're the ones I want to see. The ones that don't work.
Which will probably be coming from me. Do join us for episode 2, where we've got some tasty vegan meals coming up.
Sure do.